I went to a party in the hills. I met this girl, she gave me chills. Looked me in the eye, she said, who are you?
We're here with our OneRising featured artist, Mikey Ferrari. How are you?
Best day of my life.
Is it?
So, I mean, to be fair, every day is the best day of my life, but I'm very happy to be here.
You do have like a really positive, cool energy. Your style
Thank
is sick. You got the Birkenstocks on, which are very stylish.
I live for the Birks.
Well, how would you describe your aesthetic?
That's such a good question. I don't know. I feel like I'm just hanging out. I'm just kind of vibing, you know? I feel like, I've really taken up this like positive approach. You got look how happy the bear looks. If we could zoom in on the bear, this is Boss the bear.
I was gonna address.
I wanted to address the
elephant in the room.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about the bear.
I got him a couple years ago, and certain things in my life just started to make sense because I had the bear.
He's like your good luck charm.
Kind of, but he's like, it's weird. He like, one time I was on mushrooms and I was like, wow, this bear means a whole lot more than I thought he did.
Oh my God, I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Was it the bear talking to you?
I think it was this internal dialogue of like going into music and being like, I want to say all these things, but it feels like not narcissistic, but in a way I was like, what if it was just the bear? Like the bear, like the bear is the face of like what I'm saying. So this is like the face of my music, and that's why I bring him everywhere with me now.
How did you start making music? Like, what's kind of your story, your origin story?
So I started a little later. I moved to Montana when I was like 16, 17. I was living on a pretty remote ranch, like taking care of cattle, etc.
Wow.
So there wasn't much to do. I didn't have internet or anything, so I pretty quickly like picked up a guitar and started writing songs, honestly. Like what I'm grateful for is I didn't really have access to other music or like covers or anything, so pretty immediately I just learned like the basic chords and started writing, and that was how I figured out a lot of like the mental health stuff I was going through as a kid. I guess music for me is like seeking self-understanding. I feel like art in general is like seeking to be understood, but it's like, is it by yourself or is it by other people? And for me, it's like a mixture of both. It's like really cool when people have connected to my music in whatever way they have, but for me, it's like baseline, I'm just like finding understanding within myself.
But what was the moment for you where you knew you wanted to make this a career?
Yeah, I was just like, once I figured out that was my passion, like I sucked. I obviously sucked in the beginning, but for me, like it made me so happy that it just didn't matter.
Truth is, I ain't got no car. Grew up broke, I got lots of scars. If I died today, I'd be nameless.
And your song Truth Is, big fan.
Thank you so much.
But I love that you kind of go into and you're sort of talking about how you moved to LA and kind of trying to fit in, and maybe that like having that imposter syndrome.
Right.
Talk about the creation of that song and how it kind of came about.
I think when I first moved to LA, that was a character that I ran into at every party, whether it was myself or someone else. And it's so funny going to parties now and being like a different person. When I first came here, all I wanted to do was fit in. I feel like everyone I was around, I felt like was so much cooler than me.
I feel like it's a relatable feeling for people moving to LA too.
I just
right?
like started saying shit. I'd be like, I don't think I ever said my dad owns the Lakers, but I'd be like, yeah, like, I don't think I ever said this, but I'd be like, yeah, like, my friend knows Drake. Or I could say some crazy shit like that.
Yeah, my dad owns the Lakers. I'm best friends with all the players. We go out to clubs after the game.
And then the morning after, be like, what? Why did I say that?
Totally.
Like, who am I becoming, etc. So I wrote Truth Is like a couple months into living in LA and like going to clubs and doing that whole thing. So I got lost pretty quickly, but I think that song like helped me ground myself, and it's also just been so cool like having people be like, whoa, that's me. Thanks for encouraging me to just be myself. So
since moving to LA, how has your creative process evolved? Because you're not alone in Montana in a cabin anymore.
That's a really good question. Yeah. So when I first put out Truth Is, my whole objective was just honestly to get noticed and like meet other people to work with, specifically like meet songwriters. I think my whole philosophy is like work with people that like make you a better person, a better musician, better songwriter, etc. I just feel like I've built a community of friends around my project, which I take so much pride in. Yeah, it truly, I've never like had that before, like a real group of friends, and then on top of that, like creating my music with them. It's made the creative process so much easier because they know me so well. I'm hanging out with them on the weekends, during the week, etc. I play basketball every Saturday with like half of the guys that I write with. So I think that has been super nice for me.
That's cool.
Because it just feels normal and it's not like transactional. A lot of like creativity in LA is almost like speed dating in sessions. And
Absolutely.
I just like hate that and don't want to do that. So I feel very lucky to have my people.
That's awesome. So it's safe to say you like found your footing in LA.
Exactly.
Finally, you found your people, and that's like half the battle when you
I
move
think
here.
so. Yeah.
All right, so you teased your new EP. What can you tell us about the music that you're about to release to the world?
I've never been so excited to share a body of work. I spent the last year sleeping on my friend/manager's couch and kind of struggling through that. And I feel like accessed a part of myself that I had lost, specifically the version of myself that I had gained since moving to Montana and starting to make music.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was able to tap into that and like start to tell that story that I had never really told before. And it's like my first body of work, so I think I'm just genuinely so excited to like, I'm like such a project guy. I'm not like a singles guy, and so for people to be able to like listen to my story front to back, I think is what I'm most excited for.
For sure. What I love about your music is that it's like very happy beats and like this like happy-go-lucky music, but then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh wait, it's not.
That's pretty sad.
Is that kind of the same
Are
vibe?
you okay?
I know. Is that kind of the same vibe?
Yeah, I would say the music taps a bit more into some of the sadder sides of things that I've experienced, but there's also, I don't know, some of it feels like sadness and happiness to me are equally as beautiful. I feel like that's just part of being a human being, like, and just the human experience, I guess.
I wish I could tell you, I wish it was me, but I can't, 'cause I'll never know you that way again.
Okay, so EP is coming out. What else are you most looking forward to this year?
I'm going to Montana next week to shoot the live videos for the project. It's gonna feel like going home and like performing the songs what they're really all about.
Yeah.
So very excited about that. I'm excited to get on the road. Hopefully, don't have details on that yet, but that would be a dream come true. I don't know. All I honestly care about is like performing live.
Yes.
Like, I love making the songs and writing the songs, but I think just like getting to connect to people is my favorite.
Lastly, like for you as an artist up and coming on the rise, what do you want fans to take away from being a fan of yours? Like, what are you doing this for?
That I hope that my music helps them feel understood.
Yeah.
And I hope that I just look forward to having conversations about it and more just like hearing about people's lives. I think my favorite moment that I've had in my career thus far was I posted Oxycontin on TikTok and it got some traction. So I like set up this email and people started emailing me like their life stories, like out of nowhere. And that was so powerful and impactful and honestly kind of hard at times, just like reading like horrible things that people have gone through. But I was like, the fact that people have comfortability sharing those things based upon like a 30-second clip of me singing a song is a really cool thing to me. So I'm just excited for people to have all that I've created.
That's awesome. Well, we're so excited for your music. We're so excited that you're a OneRising artist. How do you think that Boss the Bear would want to end this interview?
Just zoom in. He looks so happy. Yeah, would you mind zooming in? He's so sick. He's like the
Look at him.
He's got his hands together.
He's just so well put together. He just, I think we'll be seeing more of Boss the Bear soon.
And thank you again so much for having me.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure.
Mikey, Boss, best interview ever.